talk about money this video. I took some notes because I have a lot to say about money, and I'm gonna forget it, from top of my head. So I took some money. If I look kind of confused, it's because I am looking at a paper and trying to read it and say it in my own, say it in the video. So I want to talk about money. We all know that people in America is obsessed with money, right? We are obsessed with it, but nobody talks about it. Money is everywhere. Ads, movies, buy this, buy that, right? But in jobs, right? What kind of jobs do you want? How much money are you going to make? It's $7. I don't want that. It's $20. Oh, maybe. Can I afford this? My lifestyle with a $20 an hour job, or career. But in partners, is the person I'm dating is going to have money. Like, we're obsessed with money and we're always looking for money, right? But nobody really talks about it. It's like a taboo subject. It is a taboo subject, and nobody wants to talk about it. We are raised to be quiet about it, but be obsessed with it too. So we are obsessed. So basically, we are raised to want money, but be quiet about money, right? We are taught that talking about money is rude. We are taught that asking about our race is rude, right? In jobs, we are strongly suggested not to talk about our salary to each other. Again, we are in a job because we need the money. We want the money, right? We are looking for a job for the money, not for the job. We're looking for the job for the money, right? But yet we cannot talk about our salary in jobs. Again, we're obsessed with money, but we cannot talk about money, which is kind of crazy, right? If we want to be rich, we're taught that we are greedy or shallow, all right? And you're evil, or sometimes you're evil. Everybody wants money. Everyone wants money. We want money because we want to have not stress about weekly or monthly expenses. So we want money. But if you say aloud that you wanted money, people look at you like funny, right? But we could say jokingly. So like, oh yeah, I want money. Like, yeah, but people think it's a joke, right? But really, people are not really joking. People really want money. People want to be rich. But we cannot really say it seriously because then we get people look at each other like you're crazy. But so people joke about it all the time. And that's the problem. The problem is that we're too afraid to have communication about money. Way too afraid. Nobody wants to talk about it. We learn as a young age, money equals shame. If you don't have it, you are a failure. If you have it, you feel guilty for having it. And if you want it, if you want more money than you have, you are selfish. So that's what we taught, right, as a young age. But I feel like it's more, we didn't talk, since we don't talk about money as a society, we don't have conversation, but we are taught in actions, right? In actions, all this stuff I'm talking about right now is more of an action. We're taught in action not to talk about money. We're taught that if you want money, want more money, you're selfish, right? They look at you funny. They say something smart, like joking. But we all know that joking is always some of the stuff is real, right? Let's all be honest here. It's like no matter where are you and financially, you're doing something wrong. Like, why? I don't know why. At work, when we at jobs, we cannot talk about races. We cannot talk about anything, basically, and especially females. Especially females. It's like, I feel like guys are more willing to talk about money than females. I feel like females, they have a harder time to talk about money because we are more programmed not to talk about money than the guys. It's like, oh, hush, 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 hush. Everybody wants to be in the rich circle, but nobody wants to talk about how to get in the rich circle, right? Unless you're willing to look for the information there. That's the only time you will do it. But openly, as a society, we don't talk about money at all. And it's like, who make up these rules? I want to know who made these rules that we cannot talk about money. We cannot do this. We cannot do that. We're ashamed if we want more for ourselves, right? Who made up these rules? That's what I want to know. Because these rules doesn't make sense. The more I think about it, doesn't make sense to me. Imagine how much we could learn from each other if we actually talked about it. Like, we actually talk about money, because a lot of people complain, right? Let's all be honest here. A lot of people complain about the bills, the debt, and this and this and that, but nobody ever talks about how to get out from debt or how they're going to do it step by step. Nobody wants to talk about it. All they want to do is complain about it, right? Or they don't know how to get off the debt, A lot of people don't talk about investing. A lot of people don't talk about it. And it's like, most people don't talk about investing, right? Most people don't. It's like, if we talk about it, if we open our minds and talk about it as a society about money, I think a lot of more people will understand more about money, how to manage it. I ain't gonna be honest, I am in the process of learning how to talk about money and how to grow money, how to do all this stuff. I'm in the process. I have a book. I'm listening to other books about money, and I want to learn more about it. As sometimes it's all in your mind, though, in your mindset. Sometimes you need to stop thinking about what happened to you 5 years ago or even a year ago. Even when something's small, something that happened in the past that you still, the saying, money doesn't grow on trees. That saying that I don't know where it came from, but I know growing up, people used to say money doesn't grow on trees, right? Because they didn't want to talk about money. So I guess that's used to say that. Stuff like that. We need to learn how to get over that phase, which I'm in the process of learning how to move away from that mindset and a mindset of, I want to be rich. I am rich. I am rich. I'm saying that all the time now because I want that mindset in my head now. I'm over being silenced. I want to talk about money. And I don't know why people are so scared to talk about money. I want to talk about money. I want to understand money. I'm just trying to figure it out, just like everybody else. Well, maybe not everybody, because not everybody. I'm looking for the information. I'm looking for the information and trying to understand why nobody wants to talk about it. I also want to say that money does not make you a bad person and doesn't make you a good person. Money is a tool, right? Staying quiet about money keeps people stuck. So let's talk about money. All right. I want to talk more about money. I want to learn more about money, and I want to pass the old mindset of money scary. I want to be more of money good, money freedom, and that's it. That's all I want to talk about. And I hope you enjoy my video. And, the more I learn about money, the more I do the steps to get to where I want to be at, I'm going to keep sharing about my progress little by little. But this is just an intro of what I am learning about money and how I see the world now than I did before. So maybe next video is about, about my other part of my other process of money. Well, have a nice day.